I'd like to thank everybody for making the time to join us today for this ThingWorx Navigate PLM Made Easy webinar. I'm going to be doing some introductions, and then we're going to move over to a technical demonstration, and at the end there will be time for a Q&A. So just some housekeeping to ask before we begin. Everybody will receive a recording after this, and then also there's a Q&A section that you can enter your questions in while we are presenting. So if something comes to mind, please do so. And then also at the end, we will launch a poll. Please take part in that as we value the feedback. And yeah, so let's kick off with today's topic, which is ThingWorx Navigate. And yeah, it's a fact, the industry is evolving, and it's a guarantee that it will continue to evolve going forward. So working with our customers, we've seen this, the growth of information around the product development process, where we've got more requirements, there's schematics, there's drawings, there's 3D models, and it is just growing. It is not getting less, and also the information is not always from a single system, and it's often supplied and consumed by more than one department. This information needs to be shared and accessed in real time and accurately across the entire organization. So this includes sales, your design, quality, manufacturing, services, among others. This is also exactly where Navigate fits in, allowing organizations to collaborate and evolve with each of these industries' requirements ahead of the curve. So what is ThingWorx Navigate? I'm going to give you a quick summary, and then I will, during the technical demonstration, we'll go into a little bit more details on each of the topics. So first of all, it provides unprecedented connectivity to existing systems, your PLM system, MES, ERP, and CRM, while doing no duplication of data. So there isn't a growth of data, it is consuming and allowing access to the organization from existing data. It gives you the ability to control, and it gives you the ability to control and assign access when needed to the correct people throughout the company. It's also future-proofed and built on IoT-enabled ThingWorx platform, and it also can be put on an on-prem solution or as part of a cloud solution through Microsoft Azure, AWS, or PTC's own host cloud system. So first of all, what is in Navigate? So we're going to look at the three main areas of Navigate. So first up is Navigate View. This is for users that only need to see relevant information. So the ability to share engineering data to anyone in the organization. It is easily adopted with little to no training required, and it could provide access to the stakeholders within days. Sharing of valuable engineering data leads to reduced errors, increasing efficiency, and reduction in costs, ultimately reducing the delays caused by traditionally by decision making. So the second part is Navigate Contribute. So Navigate Contribute is for users that need to do a little bit more than just view and access the information. They can take part in workflows and processes within a company. And this is all about collaboration and participation in a controlled and fully trackable manner. Have more productive and involved change reviews from requests logged by manufacturing through to the supply chain issues, with the aim to reduce the time taken around change reviews and approvals to required and improve your overall product. Lastly, it is there's ability for connected PLM. This is a more customized requirement, and it incorporates information from other systems, as I mentioned, your ERP system, CRM, and so forth. This ensures that the right information is available according to the business requirement. So for instance, management needs to see information not only from a PLM system, but maybe something from ERP as well, in order to make decisions faster. So this ability does just that. It gets information from other systems displayed in a way in context to their function and their role, and this in the end lead to improved productivity as well as a better and faster way to make their decisions. Because this solution adds value to each user's daily function, it is highly accepted, and the adoption rate we see in our existing customers is generally very, very, very good. So I'm now going to hand you over to our subject matter expert, Busi, and she studied software development and information management and has more than 10 years experience in engineering information management systems. So that is all from my side. I'm going to hand you over now to Busi.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Ernest, for a nice introduction. And as Ernest has elaborated, I will be taking you through the capabilities and the functions in terms of what ThingWorx Navigate can do and assist organizations in terms of managing their product data. As he has also mentioned, that ThingWorx Navigate is a suite of role-based applications that allow stakeholders to get to product data much more efficiently. Customers currently have a couple or a number of challenges that they experience with their product data. And most of those challenges we are familiar with. So I will just touch base in some of them. Obviously, other organizations might be experiencing more of these challenges, but I will take you through and show you how ThingWorx Navigate can actually assist you in solving those challenges. One of those challenges will be that departments within the organizations are working in silos. That means that each organization has their own information that they manage on their own. But then at the end of the day, this information is needed by the entire company, and there needs to be an easy way to leverage that information from multiple organizations to actually see the whole picture. The information is spread across several applications. It is hard to view all the data in one single location, and it is difficult for application experts to make sense of the data that they are actually collecting. And on top of that, there is a broad set of roles requiring that product data. And often the people that actually put that data into the system have no problem in getting that data. But then at the end of the day, you might have other roles like sourcing, marketing, and manufacturing that need easy access as well in order to make better decisions in a moment's notice. So then I will take you through then in showing you how then those roles will be able to access the data and manage it through ThingWorx Navigate. And in getting more detail in some of the additional challenges that include non-optimized PLM interface for a specific role, it is more of a jack of all trades. So many different types of users can access the data they need, but getting to the exact data can be difficult. And some of the challenges might cause rework, which means then the PLM interface is not optimized for any particular role. There are large amounts of information that is included and not relevant to a specific role or task. Many actions and capabilities are exposed that confuse the users and potentially lead to errors. And navigation can be daunting to get to needed information for role or a specific task. There can also be delays at the end of the day, meaning that the casual users, they might forget the proper use of the system. Even with frequent training, the users end up forgetting, and that actually leads to lacking productivity. And then the other challenge is that there will be increased cost and poor quality. PLM is actually effective in managing your product data and information, and is a great resource for your engineering team. However, then when you make it more usable to different roles in your organization by customizing the interface, it can become costly and more difficult to maintain. Right. In terms of the solution that I have mentioned that they will be bringing in then ThingWorx Navigate to manage or make sure that you resolve the challenges you're experiencing. The answer is, I have said, it is ThingWorx Navigate. ThingWorx Navigate, as I have said, it is a collection of applications. And one of those applications is what we refer to as view part apps. View part apps actually covers the 3D models, the CAD drawings, and specific data, part data that you might need to have access to. The other application we've got is view documentation applications. These applications, they actually allow viewing any product-related documentation residing in Windchill. And then the other application that we've got is the online change review board application, which is called My Task. And this is where then I will show you how then managers, for instance, can go into Navigate without doing it via Windchill to approve or reject or review any change request that might have been logged. And lastly, we've got customized app. This custom application can be integrated into the Navigate solution, and I will show you into detail when I'm doing the technical presentation. And then while we look at the list of the out-of-the-box applications you get with Navigate, I would like to point out some few key applications. The view drawing application is great for the manufacturing floor personnel who needs to quickly access drawing data. The view part list is beneficial for procurement and purchasing for quantities and bill of materials. And then the My Task actually streamlines the change request review process. And then lastly, there is the download drawing bundle, which can quickly package up drawings that may be needed by suppliers. And then Navigate also provides easy searching, filtering, navigation, and viewing of product data. The screens and processes are standardized between applications, so use is streamlined and consistent with little to no training. Navigation provides a modern, scalable interface, which can be utilized on multiple devices like your PCs and tablets, and it can be used on any device anywhere in the world with minimal training required. And there is also a layer via the Navigation Application Development Kit, which actually provides a holistic view of the PLM data. This includes not only data from Windchill, but also data stored in external databases or enterprise systems. All right. And then as part of the technical demonstration overview, we will then be utilizing Navigate as different individuals with different roles in the organization. The first individual that we've got is Mike. Mike is in manufacturing. He needs to quickly review a ski assembly. He knows the part number of that ski assembly, but he also knows some partial name of that ski assembly. So I will demonstrate and show you how will then Mike log on into Navigate as the manufacturing personnel and access that data. The next role that we've got is Phil. Phil is a purchasing agent. He is looking for documentation that has been provided by a supplier of the shock absorbers for Exit's product line. He also needs to confirm the material safety datasheet documentation is available for a chemical that their department is responsible for. Lastly, I will have Pat, who is a product manager. As I have mentioned, that Navigate supports the change review board process, which streamlines the change request review process. So Pat, the product manager, has a digital online change request task that has been assigned to him. So I will show you then how we'll then be utilizing the Contribute app. As Ernest has mentioned, that we've got the view, which is used by people to just view the information. And then we've also have Navigate Contribute, whereby you can access then the change request review process. So I will show you then into detail how Pat then, as the manager, will be able to review the change request tasks. So let me just access Navigate. All right. So the minute that you log on into ThingWorx Navigate, you will land in on this landing page. You will see on the right-hand side, it will show you the user that you have logged in as. And the screen will actually show you all the applications or the task collections that you have access to. And obviously, all these applications are controlled by role access. So administrators of the system have the ability of going and giving access to a specific role for what they are actually required to do in the system. And as Mike then, who is in manufacturing, he only needs to view information. This then is the collection of the applications that he has access to. So the first application that he will have to access for searching the ski assembly I've mentioned is the view part structure. The minute he clicks on the view part structure, he will then specify the number of that part structure. And then once he does that, he finds the part or the ski assembly he is looking for. And you will see that he will see the properties of that ski assembly. And the first window that we've got is the 3D view window, which allows you then a freehand positioning of the CAD data. So you will see that when I click here, there are different types of view states that I'm able to access. He also has a freehand capability for that particular ski assembly. And then on the right-hand side, there is what we call a part dragger. I will show you just now how to utilize that. But where I need to pay attention on the right-hand side, there is the part structure, which shows you all the parts that forms up that assembly. And the minute that you click on a particular part, it is highlighted on the 3D view side. And on the top right corner, the part will also be displayed with the properties. And if the user has access in Windchill, they will be able to go and view that information in Windchill. But in this case, Mike is only accessing the information in ThingWorx. And what you can also do, as I have said that we've got this part dragger, the minute you click that, you have the ability of splitting all the parts from that model. And the minute that you click on that particular part, it will reflect on the top right corner by using the transform options. And then by just a single click, you are able to click there, and then it will put everything back together. And then another application that we've got is the view part list. And without having to go back to the home window, you can access it from the window that you're currently in. And then the view parts window, it shows you all the information of the parts that makes up the ski assembly. And as you click on each part, it is displayed on the top right corner. And the next application that Mike has access to is the view part properties. The view part properties actually shows you all the properties that have been assigned or attributes for this particular assembly. And these properties or attributes are actually configurable in terms of choosing which attributes you want to see. And then the next application that we've got is the 3D view application, which allows the user to view a 3D model of that particular assembly from Creo view in this case. And the minute I do that, it will open a high resolution 3D model of that ski assembly. And obviously here, you have the access then of doing all the functionality that you are required to do. One of those, we've got the orientation, whereby then you can change the ISO viewing of that particular model. And then there are also the markups whereby then you will be able to add a note for review processes. I just want this part. And then you also have the ability of measuring your distance or your length, etc. And the measurements functionality or properties will be displayed on the top right. And then the other app that we've got is the View Drawing app, which actually brings up the 2D drawing of that ski assembly. And by having access to this functionality, the users are made sure that they've got access to the latest drawing revision, meaning that it supports what we always say, that people in the organization will have access to the true single source of data. And then the other application that we've got is the View Design file, which allows the user to download, depending on what types or formats of design files they've been configured for that particular assembly or product. And obviously then, by having this functionality, you will be able then to share this, for instance, with your external suppliers and any other one that needs that particular information. And then, as I have mentioned, that the second user that we'll be working on it is Phil. Phil is a purchasing agent, and he needs access to not only the parts apps, but also to access documentation. And if I go to the home page for Phil, you will see that the window actually displays a limited number of applications as compared to what Mike had. And this actually supports what I refer to as roles that are being controlled, in making sure that you give people access to only what they are required to do on the system. And in this case then, Phil needs to go and access the document from the Axis suppliers. So he can populate what he's actually searching for. And then he can see the document, click on it, and it will be displayed to him. And you'll be able to see that he also has access to the attributes. And should you want to see the full information of those attributes, he will go to Windchill. But in this case, he only needs to access it on Navigate, and Navigate gives him all the access that is required for him. And then the next one that we've got is the View Document Structure. All right, let me do it with the other documentation, which is the MSDS. That has a nice document structure. We will click on that, and then the system will actually show him all the structure that actually builds up that master document for MSDS. And the minute he clicks on all the other components, it will be shown to him on the top right corner. And then, as I have mentioned, that the last user we have, let me just close all the other windows. It is Pat, who is the product manager, who will be participating in the change review board. So I will log in as Pat, and you will see that he also has different access to applications. And if we scroll down, you will see that he has the change management task collection to perform all those change review board tasks. And once he clicks on my task, you will see that, as I have mentioned, and Ernest has mentioned, that we've got ThingWorx Navigate View and ThingWorx Contribute. You will see that this one actually looks a bit different from the view, because this is the one that gives users access to the change management process. And then the first thing that the system will do will display all the tasks that are ready or that have been assigned to PET. And the one that we'll be using as an example is the change request 00142. The minute I click on that, the system will display into more detail all the information about the change request 00142. It will show you the role, the status, etc. And you will also see that it shows us the recurring cost and the non-recurring cost, of which in this case, there is nothing that has been assigned as yet, because this change request needs to be analyzed and investigated in order to make sure how much costs are required. There is a description that has been populated that will give you more detail in terms of what this change request is for. There is also a proposed solution that has been captured in terms of how to resolve this change request. And the other nice thing is the affected items that will be affected by this change request. And obviously these affected items have been pulled from Windchill. And if I click on one of them, the base set, you will see that it actually takes us back to the view part properties application that I've showed you that Mike also had access to. And I can also go back, and then it will take me back to the task. And there is also an attached document for this change request. And this document in this case is currently not managed in Windchill. If it was managed in Windchill, we would have been able to see it under the affected items. So if I click on this document, PET will have the ability of viewing that documentation. And then if we look on the top right, he has the ability of approving if everything is in order for this change request. And obviously he will have to populate his comments and click on approve. He has the ability of rejecting it. He also has the ability of analyzing it, of which, as I've mentioned, that in this case, it will say the heated seat must be validated against redesign. And then he will populate all the comments he needs there for that analysis. And then he also has the ability, of reassigning this task should it need to be reassigned to someone else. And obviously, all of these users have been pulled from Windchill. There is just something else quickly that I would like to show you for Mike in terms of downloading the drawing bundle. So I'm just going to log in as Mike. Just close this one quickly. I'm logging in as Mike again, who is in manufacturing. And then I go to the download drawing bundle. And you will see that this functionality actually allows Mike to specify the type of drawing formats that he wants to download by entering the list of the part numbers. So I can go and copy my list if it is a long list. And then I will click on generate. And then once I click on generate, you will see that at the bottom, there will be a generation summary report showing me all the drawing files that have been found for those particular parts, which I will have the ability to open them. I will also have the ability to download those files, and it will create a zip file, which then this zip file can be included in an email to request, for instance, quotes from various suppliers. And in this case, you also have the ability to actually check if for a particular part, there is a file format that is available or not. And if that file format is available, it will find it. And if for a particular part, there is no format available, it will show you that the part does not have drawing for that particular format. And that is it with the technical demonstration. And then I will go back now to my presentation. And then in terms of more capabilities or functionalities that we've got in ThingWorx Navigate, there is what we refer to as a report problem app. This report problem app allows anyone in the enterprise to report an issue, whether they are in manufacturing, shop floor, supply chain, or purchasing. The minute they see that there is a problem, then they are able to report it immediately. This is actually connected directly to Windchill system, and change administrators will be able to review incoming problem reports and plan the change. By making more users to report problem reports in a digital way is driving improved product and process quality across the enterprise. The second major functionality that has been added in ThingWorx Navigate is the ability to electronically sign a change request or approval or rejection. This will be useful, for instance, for customers who are in regulated industries, where they must have an audit trail for changes, basically be able to trace who approved or rejected a change. E-signature is fully managed in Windchill for complete audit trail. Navigate allows you to also dynamically connect to multiple systems of origin, which could be PTC core products, or by utilizing pre-built connectors, access third-party systems like ERP and MES. ThingWorx is a backbone of Navigate, and it allows you to pull information not only from PTC systems, but also your customer systems. The integration layers are used to funnel the information or the data from different systems, and ThingWorx, along with Navigate, puts that information into the hands of a user via a single sign-on data. Decision-making is more effective when the user can see all the data at the same time, and systems could include a real-time system of record, cloud-based, or on-site software service. And then in summary, what value does Navigate provide? It allows you to efficiently use your collected data. That means companies that are spending so much money developing this data, they will then be allowed to use this data through the enterprise to easily access it. Navigate is easy to deploy and adopt. Deploying is quickly, and value is recognized almost immediately. And product development needs to involve all stakeholders earlier and more often. And Navigate allows you to do that. More insight leads to a better product. And finally, with more eyes on the data, errors are reduced, which naturally lowers the overall cost. And at this stage, I will then hand over to Ross. Thank you.